I do have one follow-up question to that though. How do certain food scraps make the different colors? How do you, because you've
Yeah,
got pink and you've got green and
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yes, correct, correct. Right now, the yellow-green panels, they are extracted from ginger particles. And then I also have this pinkish red panels. They are from the local tomato variant that we have. Then we also have the blue ones. It comes from a certain tree that grows in one of the provinces here in the Philippines. So I guess that's one of the challenges as well. Since different places in the world has different crops and vegetables. So there's really a lot of room of research on that to find and determine what particles can be used and extracted from different areas of the world that can be used for this product. So that's a bit of a challenge for that. But still, I think what's wonderful is how science helps us because all of this, even though the fruits and the vegetables differ from one another, there's always this certain components or compounds or the chemical composition that we can always check to determine if they are usable or not. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. The next person, I think the kids are throwing me things in the chat, so I remember who's in order here. It was T the cat, who is now Cats. Do you want to ask your question?
Could you like actually make a greenhouse out of solar panels?
That is a very, very good question. Actually, that's one of the applications that we are looking. So it's a bit on how we can advance the industry of farming, because yeah, as you can see, the color of the panels are different. So there's yellow, sometimes there's red, and what we found out is that certain crops or certain vegetables actually respond better to certain colors if they are used because if we just use the typical sunlight, what we actually see is that all of the colors are being thrown into the plant. So what what we can do is select what specific kind of color the plant will absorb, and that color is something that is a bit specific to that plant and would allow us to accelerate its growth, help it yield better. So things like that. But actually, it's also a large field of science because different crops respond to different, we call it the wavelengths of light on which they will grow better and in a more controlled condition. So that's one of the applications we're looking. Greenhouses that are optimized to grow certain crops. Okay.
That is so amazing. I did not know that answer was going to be even that much more amazing than possible. So, yeah, if you had a blue greenhouse and you knew what kind of plants would grow best with the blue light coming through, then you could have more food
Yeah.
produced.
Yeah, we can optimize it further. And then at the same time, we are harvesting energy as well. So what we can do maybe is to control the climate in that greenhouse so that we can allow it to grow 24/7, things like that. So it's really an amazing application that we are also looking into.
Wow, this gets better and better. Okay, the next person in line, I'm going to call on Maleficent, which
What types of food did you use and which ones worked out the best and which ones did not work that well?
Mhm. That's a very good question. Actually, I spent a year for studying that parameter. So, if I say parameter, it's the different criteria or things that we want for a window. Because sometimes uh, what a building needs is more energy. So, energy is a parameter. Some buildings require more lighting. So, that's also a parameter. Some buildings require the window to be more durable. So again, that's another parameter. So actually, it depends on what parameter a building aims to have. Example, if a building wants to produce the most amount of energy, what I advise is to use the red colored windows, those made from tomatoes, because red actually captures the rest of the colors. So if you can see on the rainbow, if you look at the color red, anything that follows it, it can capture it. So from orange up to violet, it can capture and convert it into electricity as well. Now, if we would be using, let's say, maybe a green colored window, it can only capture the colors blue, violet, up to ultraviolet. So it works that way. So if we want to capture the most amount of energy, we go for the red because it can capture the rest of the colors, including ultraviolet. But some buildings actually do not require most energy. What they only need is to make it a bit more pleasing to the eyes. So here in the Philippines, we usually use blue or green tinted windows because it's the climate here is quite warm. So we want to have that feeling that it is cold inside the room. But I had this chance to also talk with other people in Europe, and what I found out is they prefer a bit more on the yellow or orange side because for them it's already too cold, and what they want is to make the room feel warm. So that is an aspect that we can see. But if we would find out the best, so what I did is, if all parameters are graded equally, if all the criteria are graded equally, the best would be the yellow green, the one made from ginger, because it strikes the perfect balance of being able to absorb energy, and at the same time it also allows us to get this certain brightness inside the room, and at the same time it also prevents us from UV rays. So that's, if that would be the best, I think it would be the yellow green color, and it's made from ginger.